interesting. I feel like I'm a double transfer. So I got my MBA from the School of Business, and I transferred into CBU during undergrad during my junior year. But when I transferred into CBU, I transferred in pursuing a degree in history.
Oh, really?
Because I wanted to originally teach. And I got to my first semester of my senior year and realized I love history, the subject, but the teaching aspect was all of a sudden like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah.
But all the roles, all the jobs I've had in the past were business focused. And so kind of jumped out on a leap of faith and transferred again. This time really just a focus of where my mind had been to a new subject. And that second semester of my senior year, I took all the prerequisites, and then just that following fall, jumped into something brand new and started my MBA program. Man, I have so many good memories. I think narrowing it down, I probably have two that stick out the most. And one is probably one that everybody has, and that's the international business class, being able to travel overseas, which I know even in 2020 is now just the weirdest idea, but loved traveling. When we went, we got to go to Germany, and
Nice.
it was great, seeing the business that we were all learning, but from a different perspective, and getting to learn how other people do a lot of the same stuff that we do, but just the mindset is different. Some of the ethic and the practices are different, and it was really cool to get in there. I'm very lucky to say that I finally work for my dream company. I work for the Walt Disney Company, and I very recently, I'm kind of working into a promotion right around the baby, which is just the weirdest timing. But I am a manager of parking and events for Disney's kind of corporate setting, which, parking is definitely that thing that everybody's like, who goes to school for parking? And it was a unique thing, and that was actually, I feel like one of the challenges coming into this was, number one, it took a couple years for me to finally land my job. And for a couple years, I was doing things that in my mind were just very different from each other. So I was doing some marketing work. I was doing work for an online journal. I was doing retail and all these things. I was like, man, where's that, that dream career that I wanted? I'm doing all these things that in my mind are siloed, have nothing to do with anything. And then just a couple years after graduating, somehow this role came up, and all of these things that I thought were these weird siloed roles all funneled directly into this position. And it was like, well, there's God's purpose right there. Just, all right, I'll take the step back now, Lord. And a big thing, something that I really loved about JABS is that you go to a lot of business schools, and you're going to get business theory. Here's the latest things that the business philosophers are talking about and all this. But especially when you're in person and you're in these class sizes that are a little smaller, and you get people that are fresh out of the gate of school taking this, and then you have people that have 20 years of experience in the field jumping in. You get this hands-on business feel, and we talk the theory, but you get people that have been working 10 years and you're like, yeah, but see, I've had this experience instead. And so when you're able to work in that environment and get ideas and experiences from other people, you move out, and now it's, okay, I need to keep sharpening these tools, because my degree is great, but these people with their experience, I need to somehow still match that caliber. So I got to still sharpen the skills that I've maintained, but keep it going. Living my purpose has, been living God's purpose. And through that, it may not be, you know, everything that I wanted right when I want it. And, you know, God's path may not be the path that I am expecting. And I need to be open and finally just accept that, you know, God has a plan and his purpose is going to lead you towards him. And even if it's not, you know, the route or the timing that I thought or that I expected, you know, God brought me to this place. And, you know, my vocation is a huge part of my purpose because I'm very lucky to work in an environment with people of very different cultures, very different beliefs. For new students, I think a big thing that I wish people had told me in undergrad was, you know, pursue that internship. That was something that I know I had come from a history background, but jumping in and still working, but man, internships, now being in the business world and seeing it and seeing a lot of the new graduates out of high school or out of their bachelors, it's a game changer for a lot of people. And
Really?
Disney has tons of internships, and a lot of those people do end up getting hired out. But yeah, definitely go with the internship. And then also, you know, I touched on it a little bit ago, but you know, take advantage of the resources that JABS has. You know, take advantage of the fact that your professors actually have office hours that are reasonable, and you can actually, you know, you're not in this queue of 20 plus people with maybe 3-4 minutes to have a question answered. Take advantage of the experience they have, and if you're looking or even curious about things, talk to them.